What's up, doll gang? Welcome back to my channel. So I know I haven't made videos in ever just because of the holiday season and I have family here and I love my aunt to death, I do, and I love her personality, but she's very loud, so it is like hard to have quiet and film, even though she is like the best house guest ever, y'all. Like, she cooks and cleans, but yeah, that's not what this video is about. So I got a new shiny thing stabbed into my face, and I knew y'all were gonna be like, bitch, you had a piercing and didn't tell us, so here it is. So I got my nostril re-pierced December 13th, Friday the 13th, and today is January 22nd, so it's been a little over a month, I know. I haven't made videos in about a month. My cat is right there, if you just saw that little, like, if you can see her ear. So, I'm gonna show you what my nose ring looks like. And I'll show you guys my hair too, because I just got my hair redone. They're 3 days old, and it took her about 6 hours. She bumps me to make me pet her. And it took her about 6 hours. I have very thick hair, and my hair is very long. So it took her quite a while. The back was the most painful part for her to braid. Like, I legit almost passed out. I have, like a disorder, and I think it's like vasal something, and it's this nerve in your brain, and whenever that nerve disconnects, like pain, or for me, a big trigger is like sitting up high in a chair, and like a bar stool. My mom literally made the Hooters girls, because we were at Hooters. I wasn't about to pass out, but she didn't want me to, so she literally made the Hooters girls go get me the step stool out of the kitchen because she didn't want me to go pass out. So she gets to the back, and like the back was already tender anyway because I had everybody like washing it and because what I do is I wash my hair and then I braid it up. I don't blow dry it or anything or let it air dry, because if I let my hair air dry, it'll be a fucking mess. So I had everybody back there with the combing everything out, and I think that part was just sensitive from that, and her having to braid on top of that. You're probably gonna, if you're not like a person of color, you probably won't understand. You're gonna be like, it's just hair, why is it so painful, why is it such a big deal? But getting braids is very, very painful, and especially when you have a sensitive area like your head's already very sensitive. You have so many nerves in the back of your head and in your head in general, so it was just like, And I usually know when I can feel when I'm about to pass out, because I'll get like the cold chills. It looks like, have y'all ever seen what a lava lamp looks like? It looks like that, and I'm just like, oh no, I need to sit down for a second. So took a break, and then I was fine. Yeah, so I'll show you what my hair looks like. I'll pick you guys up so you can be all in my fluid. The colors are really pretty. It took me a second to get used to the colors, but I like them. They're like the brown that I usually wear and the red that I had in. If you look at my last video, I had that red in. She mixed them together, and I think it looks poppin'. So, okay. I think that's it about hair. I just wanted to show you. Okay. So, nostril piercing. I'm just gonna compare and contrast as I go along, because this is the second time I had it done. So the first time was in like March of 2016, and Kay went with me. Kay went with me this time too, because literally, y'all, I've had a permit for like 3 or 4 years, and I don't have a driver's license, but she does. And she was literally just saying to my mom, like, everything is Cydney's idea when we go get a piercing or whatever. I'm just the getaway driver, which is true. I'm the bad influence. I know. It's been this way since we were like 14 or 15. We've been friends since forever. So we'd been planning to go do piercing. Stuff just never like lined up where we could. So I saw, because the piercer at the, first time. Okay, so Kay always goes with me. And then, the first time, it was a deal on Facebook this shop has, and it's like 2 for 1. You can use it on 2 different people. You can get like 2 of the same piercing, nostrils, snake bites, nipples, whatever you choose to do. So, and I think it was like, it was buy one, get one free. Yeah. Buy one, get one. Yeah, I think it was either buy one, get one free, or buy one, get one 50% off. I can't remember because it's been so long. But I was like, hey, I want to go get a piercing, because we were supposed to go, because my best friend has a Disney sleeve on her arm, and she wanted to go get work done for that. But her tattoo guy decided that he wanted to go to Orlando and do little $50 tattoos and not sit there and work on her arm for 3 hours, and she couldn't get a hold of him. So I'm like, fuck it, let's just go get a piercing. So we go to the shop, and I guess this shop, they have 2 different shops. One shop is just like a tattoo, they don't pierce at all, and then the other place is they tattoo and pierce. So we go to the first shop not knowing that they don't have a piercer, and we signed the paperwork. The girl kind of had an attitude that's like sitting at the counter, so I was like, okay. Sign the paperwork, and decide what piercing you want. I think with me and her together it was like $80, but we split it so it was like $30. But with me and her, usually like if I pay for something or she pays for something, she'll always pay me back and I'll always pay her back, so we trust each other on that end. So we split it, and then they're like, oh, the girl's like, oh, we charge you for the needle we stab you with, and this and that, and we're just like, oh god. I think it was like $5.99 just for like them to stab you, but jewelry was included in this deal, thank god. So pay whatever. They give us a manila folder like you would have in an office, and they're like, oh, you have to go to the other shop. So they're like, the other shop is down the street next to Winn-Dixie. So we go down, and we go down to the other shop, and I think the other shop, the place where we actually got done was Jet Set on Beachside, Daytona Beach, Florida. So we get to the other shop, and they're like, oh, it's by Winn-Dixie. Well, it was past Winn-Dixie. And we get in there, like, all the people in there were actually really cool, but this shop kind of sketched me out, because the girl that was working the counter was literally like getting tattooed while she's working, and she's like trying to help people and get tattooed. Like, she would go like start to get tattooed, somebody would walk through the door, she would get up, and it was like this crazy Michael Myers piece, probably like this whole area. And I'm just like, me and Kay are just like looking at each other like, alright then. So we walk back to where the piercer is, and Kay said that he looked like he was on something. I don't think he was. I don't know, but actually we'll get to this, but actually 2 years later, because it's been like 2 or 3 years, he actually passed away about a year or two ago. He got hit on the highway. He was on a scooter, he got hit, and they put him on life support, and he just like never woke up, so they took him off life support. But okay, so he was actually really cool. We get back there, and he already had latex gloves on, and I'm like, you ain't touching me with that shit. So Kay went first, because if you have like latex anything and you touch me, it releases proteins and I can still have a reaction to it. So I was like, I ain't touching, like, you are not touching me with that. And then so Kay goes first, and she had already had, she got it on her left side the first time we went. She got it on her left side the first time that we went, and she already had like scar tissue and all kinds of crazy stuff. So he marks her, has her look at it. She's like, all right, cool. And then I'm sitting there watching, because I'm the type of person, if I get something done or like if I get a surgery, I need you to explain what's going on. So I'm like, I'll just watch her go first so I can see what he does. So he marks it, clamps it, pushes the needle through, and he used a straight needle. Probably like, maybe, I want to say that had to be like 18 or 16 gauge, because I do not have that original jewelry anymore, but it was a thick, very thick nose screw, and nose screws are the ones that curl at the end, and then you have your gem or your ball or whatever you want on top. So he pierces her, and she's just like, kind of like, oh, like in pain because of the scar tissue. And I'm like, you're almost done, it's okay. And he gets done with her, and then it's my turn, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I get nervous before piercings, and I'm not afraid of needles at all. I mean, it's just the idea of somebody stabbing you in the face that should make you nervous. So I get in the chair, and he had the chair kind of like laid back, so I'm in the chair. He clamps it, marks it, smiled for me, made sure he had it in the right spot. I'm like, all right, cool. Clamps it, breathe in, and I breathed in, and I kind of hesitated to breathe out, and I like exhaled, and that's when the needle went through, and I felt, and Kay said the same thing. She was like, I felt that needle go through every single layer of my skin. He did it so slow, it was just like pop, 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 and it was just like, oh my god. So got that done, and I'm the type of person to swell before I even walk out the door. And then, so I had that nose piercing for a while, maybe for like a month, because my dumbass didn't want to be patient and wait for it to heal. So I take it out, it starts bleeding bloody murder, because cartilage, and couldn't get it back in. So 2 years later, this is the time that I just got this one done. So we go to that shop, and I've been friends on Facebook with this piercer for quite a while. So like, she does deals all the time. She'll be like, oh, $20 nose piercings, $40 nipple piercings. I feel like doing this today. Who wants it? So for Friday the 13th, she had like a flyer, and it was like $20, $40, $60, $80, and then there was a list of piercings for each. So I was like, I really have been wanting my Medusa for like a year and a half now, and she wasn't doing that today. They were just doing like regular lip piercings, so I was bummed out about that. But Because I did not want to babysit a cartilage piercing, but what am I doing? Babysitting a cartilage piercing. So we pull up to that shop, and the shop I went to was Hardcore Tattoo in Holly Hill, Florida, off of Nova Road. It is like straight up in the hood. There's a liquor store next door, but as soon as you walk into that shop is gorge, and you don't even, like, you forget where you are. So, and it's like a super tiny shop like this, but everybody's super sweet. But so we get to that shop and we're like, okay. And then geez, Cydney. Okay, so they have 2 different locations. They have a big one on the beach, but I don't know if they have a piercer over there. I think she's the only piercer. And there's her, and then there's like 4 or 5 guys that are tattoo artists. So we get there. The line is literally out the door around the corner. That shop is full. So Kay makes me stay in the car, and I give her my ID and like my credit card and my cash, because I was like, I'll pay for you, just pay me back. So I give her that stuff, and then she brings the paperwork back to the car. You have to go through your allergies, did you eat today, that whole deal, and sign waiver. So we do that, and we go in there and we wait, and she is mad quick fast, so she was already ready for us and had everything set up. And she has an apprentice right now, so she would like, they would have like your paperwork with what piercing you were getting, and he would help her set everything up because she just had a baby. But back then I think she was literally like 8 or 9 months pregnant, still piercing. That's fucking badass. And so she was like teaching him everything so that when she left, he could take over. So he's back there with her, and Kay just goes up there and sits on the table. So I'm like, well, you can go first and I can watch. So she got hers on the same side as I got mine. Mine is on my right. I know it's probably going to look like the left, but it's my right, y'all's left. The camera reverses things. So my best friend sits it down. She marks it, claims it, because Kay was like, I want to have double nostril piercings and have like a hoop in one and a stud in one, which I think is fucking adorable. And now I want that too. So we're probably gonna go back when she comes back and get the other side done, because I think double nostril piercings look baller. So she marks it, claims it, sticks the needle through. Kay kind of jerks her head away, and that's it. So she was done, and then I sit on the table. I took my glasses off, and then I was like, I have a pretty good scar from the last one, and she was like, oh yeah, I see it. At first she thought it might have been too far forward or too far back, and then she looked at it and she was like, oh no, it looks good. So she bent the jewelry herself. The jewelry is an 18 gauge L-shaped nose stud, and L's are literally the one that goes straight, and then they have like a 90-degree angle, and you have your ball, your gem, or whatever you want on top. Mine is just a clear gem, and I think it's absolutely the perfect size for my nose. It's not too big, not too small, because African Americans, we tend to have larger noses, so I wanted something that would stand out but not be like Pac, even though I love Tupac. But so that's it. And she used a curved needle. It literally just looks like a fish hook, and they use those for like nose piercings or like Monroe's lip piercing spectrums just so it doesn't like poke your teeth or your gums, but in nose piercing cases, that's so it doesn't like poke the inside of your nose and you don't get a free septum ring. So she sticks this needle through and she's like, take a deep breath in, and I take a deep breath in and I'm like, oh fuck, this is gonna hurt. This fucking scar tissue. Oh my god, like, you're just like doubting your whole life. You're like, Cydney, what did you do? So she sticks this needle through on when I exhale, and I'm like, oh shit. And that was like a really, really hard pinch. The first time it did hurt. It was maybe like 4 or 5. And I'd say this was maybe like a 6 or 7. And then when I got home that night to go to bed, I cleaned it and I used this. This is just like the wound wash from Dollar General. Don't sleep on Dollar General. This was like $5. So I cleaned it and I went to bed, and like the whole side of my face was just throbbing. I felt like I got punched in the face. I was shaking. It hurt so bad. So yeah, that was the second time. And it's doing pretty good right now. I have a little baby keloid situation, but it's healing. So that's good. My dumb ass got shampoo in my eye when I was washing my hair last week, and it got caught on the towel, and that fucking hurts. Like, oh my god, like that, it like snatches out your whole soul. It hurts so bad. And then the other times I've gotten it caught has been like taking off my glasses. Oh my god, I almost pulled it all the way out, like the 3rd or 4th day that I've gotten it, and I've almost pulled it out like 2 or 3 times because I'll rub my nose or something and the rest of the bar will be like sticking out my nose, and I forget and I go to rub my nose and it's halfway out. So that's kind of the risk you run with L-shaped ones. And then corkscrews are kind of a pain in the ass with nose piercings. Like, that type of jewelry is like, you kind of can't win. Like, they're all kind of a pain in the ass. But I ended up having to get the first one re-pierced because I had nose bones in, which are the straight ones that have a ball in the end. Do not wear those. They are the devil. And I was with my ex in Orlando, and it fell out in fucking Orlando. So bye-bye nose piercing. That's why I had to get it re-pierced. So if you're thinking about getting a nose piercing, wear the right jewelry. They shouldn't be piercing you with a hoop or like a nose bone or what else? Like a horseshoe with a ball on both sides, because I see people wear those. It should be either a really, really long L like I have, or a nose screw. Sometimes you can get labrettes. They do make 18 gauge labret studs. If you're worried about for work, they can totally pierce you with clear glass. I bought a clear glass retainer just in case, but my family doesn't really care, so that's cool. But so the jewelry should be 20 or 18 gauge. I think the biggest you can get is maybe like 16, and that's usually what like a normal lip piercing would be. But if you're thinking about stretching them or anything bigger than that, just go to a body modification artist and have that shit punched out with like a biopsy punch. It's basically like a giant cookie cutter for skin, and they'll punch it out, and then you just have large nostril piercings. But I don't have an intention on stretching them just because it's not soft tissue like ears, and I'm not closing my ears or anything. I just lost one of my plugs, so I have clear silicone in right now, but it's not that like soft tissue. This is cartilage, so like once you get it to a certain point, because I've seen people that if they've stretched their septum like 0 or double zero, or the big sizes and then take it out. It never goes back just because that's cartilage. That's not like some soft skin shit that can snap back. So yeah, but cleaning it is just super easy. I just take a Q-tip, spray both sides, one side for the inside, flip the Q-tip over, and then do the outside and clean the gym so it can be nice and sparkly. But yeah, let me see. Is that it? I think that's it, all about my nostril piercing. So yeah, I missed you guys oh so very much. I love y'all oh so very much, and I will see you next week. Stay true and stay weird. Bye.